So, last week I had a chance to see Joker, and I really enjoyed it. There are a lot of things I liked about this movie, and a few things I didn't care for. But before I get into that, I want to go ahead and say that this is not your standard comic book movie. This is a psychological character study on the origins of a mentally ill criminal. It is made to feel much more true to life than your typical light-hearted summer blockbuster Marvel movies. This is a mature film with mature themes. If you're planning on taking little Timmy to go see this because it's just a comic book movie, then you are going to be upset. Even though it's based on an iconic character, Joker is not for everyone. Now that we've gotten that out of the way, let's talk about what I liked. First off, this is easily the most cinematic comic book film to date. Every shot has this really unique color palette that really ties the whole piece together. It just feels like an actual film. And more than just the color grading, the overall set design just works really well. They nailed the look of this period. Also, I feel like I can't even talk about Joker without talking about Joaquin Phoenix's performance. He completely sold me on what they were trying to accomplish with this character. This is easily one of the best performances of the year, and he deserves all the recognition he's gotten for it. I do have a few issues I'd like to discuss, but they are spoilery, so if you haven't seen it, you've been warned.
That's life. That's life. That's what all the people say.
I really did not like the dialogue in the final talk show scene. Now, I already know I'm going to get flamed for this one because of how quoted the lines from this scene are, but I really don't like it when a movie feels like it has to spell out its message. The people watching the film already know, quote, what happens when you cross a mentally ill loner with a society that treats him like trash. The film already showed us that, quote, no one is thinking about what it is like to be the other guy. You don't have to set up an entire scene to verbalize your message to a mature audience. Let the crowd be big boys and big girls and figure it out for themselves. These lines were especially frustrating to me because the film had made itself pretty clear that this was intended for mature audiences, and yet these lines feel like they were written for kids. And yes, I'm aware that this sounds like a nitpick, but these lines took place at a pretty critical part of the film. But as a whole, I really enjoyed this film. It takes risks and has a real story to tell. Where most comic book movies try desperately to make their characters seem larger than life, Joker strives to make Arthur Fleck feel small and insignificant in society. Joker isn't trying to be a crowd-pleasing blockbuster, but instead it uses an iconic character to tell a gritty story with powerful themes that are worth discussing. If that sounds like something up your alley, then you are definitely going to enjoy this one. All in all, I am giving this one a 7.5 out of 10. I couldn't decide between 7 or 8, and I am done. I'm just saying, if Joaquin Phoenix does not get nominated for an Oscar, I'll throw hands. I'll do it. Did y'all know that they're taking away editing and cinematography from the Oscars? Like, editing and cinematography. Of all the things for the Oscars to take away. Like, the core fundamentals of cinema.